So we're asking the question, what is employability? It might be a phrase you've come across at school or college before you came here. It's certainly something we talk about a lot in universities, but sometimes it's a bit unclear what we really mean by that. So let's explore it a little bit further. Um, Here's a fairly traditional and perhaps not the most exciting of, if you like, dictionary definitions of employability. Some research that looked into it, which described employability as being a set of achievements, skills, understandings, and personal attributes that make graduates more likely to gain employment and be successful in their chosen occupations, which benefits themselves, the workforce, the community, and the economy. Now, that's a fairly kind of dry, but fairly well reported and used description of employability. But what does that really mean? What does that mean for you as a first-year sports student, and why is it important, and how can you be thinking about improving your employability? Normally, the response when we chat to first year students about employability is saying, well, I'm fine, I'm sorted. I'm getting my degree, and at the end of that, I'll be a graduate, so I'll have lots of graduate job opportunities available to me. And graduates are really employable, that's why I've come to university, or all be sorted. Now, that potentially used to be the case. So many years in the past, graduates were automatically employable, and the companies would recruit you simply because you got a degree. But in recent years, the message is changing. So what we hear from employers looking to recruit students onto placements and internships in their second year, but particularly onto graduate opportunities once they finish their degree, is that employers want more. Now, what do they really mean by that? Well, let's explore that a little bit further. First thing to highlight is that some research that's carried out every year surveys employers who recruit graduates. Now, they survey a certain group of employers who every year recruit many, many graduates onto what we call graduate recruitment schemes. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that right now, but those employers who every single year recruit lots of graduates report that on average, they have 75 applications for every job available. So for every 75 students on the, studying sport, then there might only be one job there for you. Now, that's a bit of a scary message in some ways. It's a little bit misleading because lots of people apply for lots of different kind of jobs. But what lies behind that is that simply having a degree doesn't make you stand out from the crowd. There will be 74 other people applying for the job who've also got a degree. So if you were the employer, how would you know which one of those to choose? The other point that might be worth highlighting from that same research is that showing that around 42% of students who do a year-long internship with a company go on to get a job with that company at the end of the day. So those people who take a year out in between their first year and their second year, or in between their second year and their third year, have a really, really high chance of going on to get a role with that company. And if not with that role, that company, then with lots of other companies in the future as well. So that's starting to tell us that actually, firstly, students need a bit more than their degree in order to have a good chance of getting a graduate job, and that getting good experience of working with that company has increased your chances massively of getting there. So what we're saying is you need to build up some skills and some experience at the same time as you're studying in order to be able to get a job at the end of the day. Employers are saying your degree's fantastic, but do you have some transferable skills? So things like communication skills, interpersonal skills, team working skills, leadership skills. Those are the kind of things that you will see as a requirement for all the jobs you apply for when it comes to you applying for a graduate job, which I appreciate is a long way in the future, but they're things that employers are expecting to see you develop whilst you're at university in your first year and your second year. So you gain that through your work experience, through volunteering, through placements, through anything you do alongside your degree to help improve your employability. And what lies behind that as well is your attitude. So when we have employers coming to university saying, we want to recruit a Leeds Beckett student into our graduate job, they're saying what skills do they have and what experiences do they have, but actually also what's the attitude? Have they spent their time at university in their first year and their second year, as well as their third year, showing that they are looking to develop and improve themselves, to show their dedication and interest in working in a certain area of work. So if you're a sports student and you're going to want to work in, say, sport development or sport marketing or sport coaching or sports science or in a PE or outdoor education kind of area, whichever one of those areas of work you might want to work into, an employer wants to see that you have done things as well as your degree to improve your knowledge, to improve your experience in that kind of area. So, what are the things you've done outside of your degree that are helping to learn and develop your own skills? And this is what we mean by employability. It's those things that you have done which make you more employable as well as your degree. So, a summary then. Employability yes, it's the knowledge and abilities gained through your course, because whatever we talk about skills and experience, that never undermines the value of your degree. That's the thing which makes employers sit up and pay attention to what you have to offer. But then your employability is also the skills and experience developed through these extracurricular things you've done. So your part-time work, your volunteering, a placement. If you're involved in work with the SU, so for example, you might join a society and get on the committee. You might be a course rep. You might go and be one of the executive officers for the SU. You might be involved in hobbies or interests. You might play for a sports team and get involved in organising things as part of that. So those are part of your employability. And your attitude and your character. So, what have you done alongside your studies, as well as having some fun and meeting people and all the social side of life at university? What are those things that you have done to develop yourself whilst you're here? And that's what we mean by employability.